One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News to present. My name is Juliet Mtele. Top stories in the news tonight. FRA to sell 31,000 metric tons of grade A non-GMO maize to ZNS. 14,000 properties enumerated in Chongwe. Ministry of Education launches Growing Green Zambia tree planting program, plus over 20 agreements signed between Zambia and South Africa. Zanis News in detail. The Food Reserve Agency has revealed that the Zambia National Service, ZNS, has been collecting white maize from its reserves in Lusaka. FRA Public Relations Coordinator John Chipandwe has also disclosed that FRA has been granted permission to sell 31,000 metric tons of grade A non-genetically modified white maize to ZNS for the next 3 months. He has further clarified that the maize which FRA supplies to ZNS is not genetically modified, but home-grown white maize by local Zambian subsistence farmers. Mr. Chipandwe was speaking in an interview with Zanis, adding that the agency buys and stores crops in the national food reserves only to be released during the strategic critical times of national need. And the Zambian National Service Chief of Marketing and Public Relations Officer Mlenga Nyone has refuted claims that ZNS has been selling maize from GMO maize. Colonel Mlenga said the ZNS Eagles Milling Meal supplied to the public is from locally bought maize from both local farmers through the milling plants and FRA.
As at now, in order to address the current situation, the agency is working in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and Government, and we have actually partnered with other government institutions. For example, Zambia National Service, which has got milling companies, milling plants. We have partnered with Zambia National Service, and we have agreed, and actually the agency has been given permission to release 31,000 metric tons of grade A non-genetically modified white maize to Zambia National Service. We have been releasing this stock, and we are, as we speak, releasing stock to Zambia National Service. And Zambia National Service is actually busy right now drawing the maize from the nearest FRA reserves, taking the stock to their milling plants for milling into milling meal, which is later offloaded onto the local market to ensure that the price of the commodity is reduced, and also to make the commodity readily available on the local market.
We wish to dispel all the assertions that Zambia National Service has been selling GMO milling meal. At no time has the institution ever dealt in GMO. What we supply on the local market is milled from maize that we buy both from the local farmers through our milling plants, as well as that from FRA. I mean, our plants are in communities, and we have people that work there. So if there were at any time any trucks that had gone to offload already milled maize, by this time we could have had all the information that this is what is happening. But the onus is on those that are making the allegations. Please let them bring the proof that ZNS has been selling genetically modified milling meal. At no time has the institution ever supplied GMO on the local market.
Senior Chief Nkula of the Bemba people of Chinsali District in Muchinga Province has welcomed the move by government to empower small-scale farmers with agriculture loans. Chief Nkula says the loans will support farmers with the required inputs, leading to increased production in the country, adding that with this development, the country is assured of food security. The chief was speaking when the Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Elias Mulenga, paid a courtesy call on him at his palace in Chinsali. Here are the details.
If everyone can grow at least an hectare, we will be rest assured that we won't have a shortage of mealie meal next year. So we'll just come on board, we'll work together to ensure that we ensure our people grow at least an hectare each. So that by next year, we won't have a problem of having a shortage of mealie meal. I want also to maybe just give a word to our colleagues, the cooperative officers and those who have been tasked to ensure that they identify the beneficiaries of these loans. It's important that when these people come, you expedite the process.
His Excellency has emphasized that local people, not only here in Chinsali, Shwangandu, Bika, but throughout the country, that the local people must benefit from our leaders. So I just want to agree with you, and also to agree with you that yes, this window of credit is bringing entrepreneurial kind of mind in the mind of our people, so that they get into serious business, agriculture as a business, and we are going to improve the lives of our people, and the country will benefit.
Twashile bulo kwe bati ishinkumba kapishtishe twalishtishe nkumba ela twashishe nkumba nga bamtendo women's cooperative twaitele panshi kuti shinkumba twashitisha fish twala chita fwebene katute motima bricks twalitemira motima bricks fwebene ngo tubale mwana pali kashe otaka.
Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources Permanent Secretary Daphne Chabu says her ministry has enumerated 14,000 properties in Kabwe and over 12,000 offer letters have been distributed to property owners under the National Land Titling Program. Ms. Chabu says the payment system has been made easy as property owners have to pay a minimum of 1,000 kwacha before title is issued, and the payment should be made in a period of 3 years. She was speaking in Kabwe when she handed over 400 certificates of title to the residents of Makululu compound. And in other news, Chongwe constituency member of parliament Silva Masebo has handed over earth moving equipment to Chongwe Municipal Council procured through the Constituency Development Fund CDF at a total cost of 9.2 million kwacha. Speaking during the handover of the equipment in Chongwe, Ms. Masebo stated that the procurement is a clear indication of government's desire to spread development to all parts of the country, including rural areas. Here are the details.
The poor state of roads in Chongwe constituency has been a source of concern for residents in the area for many years as it affects their mobility, especially during the rain season. This situation will soon be a thing of the past as earth-moving equipment which was procured through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, at a cost of 9.2 million kwacha has finally been handed over to Chongwe Municipal Council. Chongwe Member of Parliament Sylvia Masebo, who officiated the handover of the equipment to the local authority, stated that the equipment will go a long way in improving the road network in the constituency.
Our roads in the constituency, and for that matter in the entire constituency of Chongwe, our roads are not up to the standard. We are desirous as people of Chongwe to see that all our roads in all the 21 wards must be in a manner that is usable by even the smallest vehicle. And this is for that reason why we decided to get at this equipment.
Ms. Masebo also implored all well-meaning Zambians to support the new Dawn government as it continues to enhance service delivery to all parts of the country.
So let's be patient. Let's give this government a chance. 2 years out of 5 years is not even half the year, not even 50%. And if we can do this in 1 year, in 2 years, what about 5 years? What are we going to achieve? We have a lot to achieve for you, the people of Zambia who voted for us. So just work with us, support us.
And Chongwe Mayor Christopher Habenzo assured Ms. Masebo that the local authority will take care of the equipment.
Where we are receiving this equipment, which we will use properly, put to good use for the good of our people in repairing, opening up, and rehabilitating our roads. Our road network in Chongwe is very diverse. We've got third road, we've got eighth roads, and most of our roads have been in really bad state. And I think we can only say thank you very much for this decision, a decision that is, of course, driven by our people to procure this earth-moving equipment, which will go a long way in working on our roads.
Sheila Makosa, reporting for Zanis in Chongwe District.
Lewanika General Hospital Senior Medical Superintendent Choma District has thanked government for the infrastructure development and furnishing the hospital with modern equipment for better health services. Dr. Njekwa has, however, expressed concern on the limited number of specialized medical professionals and lack of transportation for patients referred to the University Teaching Hospital in Lusaka. He was speaking during the 100-year celebration of Lewanika General Hospital in Chongwe District. Here are the details.
These are the scenes of jubilation that characterized the 100 years centenary celebration of Lewanika General Hospital in Chongwe District, Western Province. The hospital was founded before independence in 1923 from the Barose Trust Fund. Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, was represented by Lusaka Provincial Health Director, Sumuyamanga Chonga, assured to work on upgrading the hospital for better health services for the people of Chongwe.
My office supports the cause and is elated to see medical heritage preserved and conserved. The history of Lewanika Hospital, 100 years on, is very instrumental and inspirational. The ministry has taken note of the need for the province to have a level 1 medical facility or indeed a comprehensive expansion of Lewanika General Hospital.
Lewanika General Hospital Senior Medical Superintendent Samutumwa Njekwa noted the need for infrastructure development at the hospital.
We have some major challenges, actually a number of them. The main issue is the infrastructure. It's quite old, dilapidated and limited. We do not have a place designated for ICU, NICU and laundry, but we have some places that will be improvised for the same. There's erratic supply of drugs from Zambia has not spared us. However, we are happy that NIMA came on board, so we're able to supplement. We procure drugs using funds raised from NIMA and also from the grants. We have a limited number of specialists, just as I said. You know, the 4 major faculties, except internal medicine where there are 2. The rest we have one each, which is not good for our internship program.
Ambassador Inonge Mbikosita Lewanika highlights the history of the hospital.
At that time, were there for the welfare of the people. And they wanted their total development, spiritual, physical, emotional, social, and mental. So they were also looking for partners. So that is why they insisted, they received the missionaries for the spiritual development, but they told them, don't just build a church, build a school, have a health center, and have agriculture. Some of the agriculture things that King Lewanika did are still here over 100 years ago.
Professor Eileen Chomba is the Vice Chancellor for Levi Mwanawasa Medical University.
Based on education and training of health professionals and research, and we have already alluded to the fact that all these, we must leave no one behind. This means distributing in all the provinces our training facilities so that they equal to what is attainable.
Meanwhile, Zanaco Acting Chief Executive Officer Kalengo Simkoko pledged to continue supporting the Lewanika General Hospital through its corporate social responsibility.
And being a homegrown bank, our commitment remains that we will remain committed to Zambia. We will continue to play an important role to support the government's efforts to make healthcare accessible. We will also continue to forge partnerships that drive better healthcare and service delivery through our product innovations, financing, and through our corporate social responsibility activities.
Mylis Kavingo for Zanis in Lusaka.
And in environmental news, the Ministry of Education has launched the National Growing Green Zambia Tea Planting Program. Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima graced the national launch at Kambule Stem Secondary School in Mongo District, Western Province. More in this report.
All learners countrywide in all the 10 provinces of Zambia are engaged in the National Growing Green Zambia Tree Planting Program in schools. The Minister of Education, Dr. Douglas Yakalima, graced the national launch at Kambula STEM Boarding Secondary School in Mongo District of Western Province.
The generation that we're trying to prepare is yourselves. Now we have to have more desks, so we have to cut trees. So how do we replenish the trees that we have cut? Because we are looking forward to children sitting on a comfortable desk. And this is the initiative that the Ministry of Education has come up with in order for us to mitigate, first of all, just the depletion of our forests, but also to mitigate against climate change, which has hit the world. In the next 20 years, the world will not be the same if we do not engage ourselves into this tree planting. It is important for children to understand that.
Acting Provincial Agriculture Coordinator for Western Province, Gabriel Mwanza, explained that in the agriculture sector, tree planting helps restore the environment.
As agriculture, I'll end by telling you that we are encouraging you to plant trees, and how? We have seedlings at Namshakende, our FTI, and also at Simulumbe. Please take advantage of these institutions and plant trees.
Induna Meimaneni Patrick Iluba and 2 other Indunas represented the Barosero establishment at the event.
Deforestation has taken the stage as a result of human activities of farming, charcoal collection or charcoal burning, and the settlement. But with this noble cause, we believe that our province will cherish and we will have a green atmosphere as we forge ahead.
Kambule STEM Boarding Secondary School head teacher Tabo Mubiana revealed that the school received 751,000 kwacha from government through the Ministry of Education to procure mattresses and bunker beds.
A month ago or so, I wrote to your office, sir, to request for mattresses and bunker beds. Your able office responded positively and funded the Kambule Provincial STEM Secondary School with 751,000 kwacha to buy 224 mattresses and 112 bunker beds.
The National Growing Green Zambia Tree Planting Program has been launched under the theme, Let's Plant and Protect the Future. Namakao Kayombo, reporting for Zanis in Mongo, Western Province.
Still on tree planting, the Growing Green Zambia Tree Planting Program in learning institutions has been launched in Northwestern Province to promote tree planting and conservation among learners, students, staff and local community. Speaking during the launch at Solwezi Boys Technical Secondary School, Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Grandson Katambi challenged various stakeholders to plant a tree and nurture it until maturity. Here are the details.
Government, through the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with other line ministries and stakeholders, have launched the National Growing Green Zambia Tree Planting Program in learning institutions to promote tree planting and conservation among learners, students, staff and local community. In Northwestern Province, Permanent Secretary Colonel Grandson Katambi, retired, was guest of honor.
For you to appreciate my seriousness in issues such as this one, I'm going to put up a veil which you can go on anytime to take those going to do this anyway in this province.
Northwestern Provincial Education Officer Frederick Munkinyi, who spoke through Provincial Education Standards Officer Patrick Kaonga, had this to say.
The work that we are doing here is earmarked to plant 200 trees. But our target is 1 million. However, our Permanent Secretary has said that the target of 1 million is just too small.
Northwestern Province Principal Forestry Officer Maxwell Piri was also present.
As a country, we are losing a lot of trees. At the moment, we are losing 286,000 hectares of forest per annum, which is quite alarming. So there is need for us to take some action.
In his closing remarks, Sole's Acting District Commissioner Anthony Fugwe expressed optimism that the region will meet its target.
If humanity destroys nature, nature will also destroy humanity. Therefore, it is very important that we give you a lot of speech, but we have to go and implement. If we chop one tree, we plant 3 trees. But from the message of the guest of honor, we may indeed plant even more trees than 3.
Reporting for Zanis in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, I'm Hemit Hachnonde.
Government has embarked on the review of the 2013-2023 National Metrology Policy to align it with the overall vision of the new Dawn administration and to address the recent developments at the national and international level. Lusaka Province Acting Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi says the development and the implementation of the National Metrology Policy in Zambia will facilitate the application of weather and climate information in national development.
The Metrology Department under the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment has embarked on a review of the National Metrology Policy, whose current document has completed its tenure, having ended in August 2023. Lusaka Province Acting Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi graced the one-day consultative meeting in Chongwe District.
The new Dawn government, under the leadership of His Excellency Mr. Againde Ichilema, recognizes the need to expand and modernize meteorological infrastructure to support socio-economic development agenda of the country. Therefore, the development and implementation of a national meteorology policy in Zambia will facilitate the application of weather and climate information in national development.
Acting Principal Planner for Lusaka Province, Grace Mlenga, assured the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment of an improved national meteorology policy owing to the caliber of stakeholders engaged.
Due to demand in terms of information and climate issues that have been arising of late, I think the Metro Department and the Green Economy have seen it fit that this policy is reviewed. To Green Economy, sir, I can only assure you that this team you are seeing, this workshop will be very successful.
Beyond the review of the National Meteorology Policy, the department plans big.
We are installing automatic weather stations. These automatic weather stations record weather information of all parameters every 15 minutes, and it comes to our desk, and we're able to analyze that and come up with accurate information.
This document is not for the ministry alone, but it is a national document, and therefore we need all the stakeholders to have a look.
A lot of things or issues have risen over time, over the period of 10 years. And because of that, as I've already alluded to, we need to review and retain a national meteorological policy.
Lou Majila, reporting for Zanis in Chongwe District.
Shandavu says 179 boreholes will be drilled to cushion the dry spell caused by flash floods the area experienced this year. Mr. Shandavu says out of the projected 179 boreholes, over 80 of them have so far been drilled in different parts of the district. He said the boreholes are being drilled using the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in partnership with other stakeholders. Mr. Shandavu noted that in 2022, the flash floods affected over 300 households, adding that in 2023, 458 households were affected. He explained that immediately after the flash floods, the district experienced a dry spell, which sent most of the families to hunger. And Namola District Disaster Management Officer Sophia Mwandama said the district is ready for any climate change disasters such as drought and flash floods. A man believed to be in his 30s has suffocated to death while digging a well in Mukushi District in Central Province. This is according to a statement issued by Zanis by Mukushi Town Council Public Relations Officer Mwenya Mlenga. Mrs. Mlenga has identified the deceased as Apronela Chanda of Kawama area. She explained that the incident occurred on 17th October 2023 around 12 hours. She said while digging the well, the victim encountered a hard rock and lit 2 tires using petrol. She added that Mr. Chanda later went into the well to check whether the fire had gone off, but in the process suffocated from the smoke. She stated that the Mukushi Town Council Fire and Rescue officers rushed to the scene at around 13:30 hours and retrieved the body of the deceased around 15 hours. The Drug Enforcement Commission Director General Nason Banda says government is committed to ensuring the completion of stalled Drug Enforcement Commission Regional Office building in Choma, Southern Province. Mr. Banda was speaking when he visited the 2-story building whose works have stalled for more than 5 years. Meanwhile, Southern Province Permanent Secretary Naman Monze has reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting the commission. We have more in this report.
Works on the construction of the 2-story building meant for office accommodation for officers under the Drug Enforcement Commission in Southern Province have stalled for over 5 years now, leading to loss of many building materials that were left on site. Drug Enforcement Commission Director General Nason Banda has visited the construction site with assurance of government commitment to resume the works in 2024.
Well, we have been putting the plan for next year. This thing is finished. Yes, we've been putting the plans for next year to finish this thing, and I'm very sure that government will come to our aid. Because this will help us a lot. Because this building is done, we stop paying rentals. Rentals are a drain on the government. They are a big drain. Government doesn't have money to throw around. So try, I think, as headquarters to engage the relevant authorities. So this building is finished. And it's such a building, we'll have all the departments here. Yes, we have all the departments counseling. People freely coming here to questions that are addicts now. They'll be cancelled here. They'll be dealing with the criminals from here. They'll be dealing with money laundering from here. No? So I think there's a lot of activities that can be done once we have our own building, and even just the morale for the officers will be upped by the fact that they're in a decent building.
Eager to actually come and be in our own building. Very, very eager. Yes. Sure. So the plans that are actually there are welcome to us, and we are elated about that.
Sure. Earlier, the Director General paid a courtesy call on provincial administration and outlined activities the Commission has embarked on to curb drug abuse and money laundering.
We recognize that we work in a community, so we are not isolated. We live with the same people that do the wrong things that we are not interested in. We live with the same people that actually even take the drugs themselves. They are from our own homes, and therefore our operations must be very interactive. I would like through you, PS, to mention that we don't want to be seen as a monster. That whenever you hear DEC, means something bad is going to happen. We want to be seen as partners to the country where we want to relate money laundering, we want to relate drug trafficking, and we want to relate any other crimes at all.
Also grateful for the additional concept you are bringing in of community engagement. Basically, when you engage the Royal Highnesses, it means you are engaging with their subjects. It means you are engaging with the masses. We can save lives and we can save property.
Nchumunya Nalumpa, Zanis, in Choma, Southern Province.
Chinsali residents in Muchinga Province have described this year's forthcoming 59th Independence Day commemorations as a reminder of the achievements that the country has attained since 1964. A teacher at Luba Primary School, Zanga Kapembwa, says the country has undergone transformation in many sectors. Henry Lumpa Jr. has the details.
Set to celebrate its 59th Independence Day, citizens have been reminded of the struggles they experienced towards gaining independence in 1964. In Chinsali District, which is known to be the home of renowned freedom fighters, including the first Republican President, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, residents here have described the day as a reminder of the achievements that the country has attained since being liberated from the colonial rule.
During colonial times, we had challenges with accessing free education. But today we have free education where we are accessing education freely. Every child has a choice, of course, to better education as it is now.
Things are becoming easier for us. Because of the same education, we are also able to improve our livelihood.
All economy was in the hands of the whites. An African had no control over the economy of Northern Rhodesia by then.
And United Church of Zambia UCZ Lua Mission minister in charge also explained the role of the church towards gaining independence.
We as the church are the one who can speak the truth what is happening on the ground. So if we can sit down on the table together with the government when it pertains to national development and when it pertains to CDF, you discover that most of us as the church, we can even help out the government to carry out what they're supposed to do.
The 2023 Independence Day commemorations will be held under the theme Accelerating Development to Equitable Distribution of Resources. Henry Lompa Jr., Zanis in Chinsali, Muchinga Province.
Thank you, Henry, for that report. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema has suspended all official activities tomorrow, October 21st, 2023, to mourn the late Bible Gospel Church in Africa, Bigoka overseer Peter Ndlovu. Speaking when he visited the funeral house in Minwood Ndeke in Lusaka today, State House Presidential Special Assistant for Political Affairs, Levi Ngoma, said government is saddened by the passing of the clergyman. Mr. Ngoma also informed the family that President Hakainde Hichilema will attend the funeral of Archbishop Ndlovu. The presidential assistant comforted the family and the widow Hilda Ndlovu and encouraged them to stay strong and to look up to God. He wished for the Bigoka Church and the family's strength during the difficult period. Mr. Ngoma was accompanied by former Special Assistant to the President for Press and Public Relations, Dixon Jerry. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Stanley Kakubo, says over 20 agreements have been signed between Zambia and South Africa in various key areas. Mr. Kakubo says the bilateral relations between Zambia and South Africa are rooted in the duo's common aspirations for economic development. The minister said Zambia and South Africa have fostered economic partnerships through collaborative efforts. Mr. Kakubo said this during the inaugural session of the Zambia-South Africa diplomatic consultations in Lusaka. He disclosed that the consultations are a platform to deliberate on bilateral matters as well as regional, continental and global issues of mutual interest. Meanwhile, South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Naledi Pandor, said South Africa will continue to work closely with Zambia and regional partners to deepen peace and stability in South Africa and beyond.
The history of our bilateral relations is rooted in common aspirations and values, like we spoke in our tete-a-tete. And over the years, through collaborative support and effort, economic partnerships have been really cemented between our two countries, with over 220 agreements that have been signed between our two countries. This is an indication of intent and also an indication of our commitment to ensuring that both the people of Zambia and the people of South Africa get the much needed economic emancipation. In addition, our two countries continue to stand together under the framework of SADC and also under the framework of the African Union, under the framework of the United Nations and other fora, where together we've been working tirelessly to champion.
As we end Zanis News, a recap of the headlines once again. FRA to sell 31,000 metric tons of grade A non-GMO maize to ZNS. 14,000 properties enumerated in Chongwe. Ministry of Education launches Growing Green Zambia tree planting program, plus over 20 agreements signed between Zambia and South Africa. Well, thanks for your attention on behalf of the Zanis production team. My name is Juliet Mtala saying bye-bye and God bless.